needs to go away, but it does, nobody's gonna have it. I fixed it there before. It's fine. Thank you, Rachel. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
Bye. Yeah.
We're going to call to order the July 16, 2024 Competitive Edge Charter Academy regular board meeting. We will note that all board members are present, and please join me for the pledge of allegiance. Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know.
Okay, 1.04 is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So,
second. I have a motion by board member Coe and a second by board member Bannister. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. Public comment? Jill, public comment? Good, thank you. Advisory committee report. Mr. Mead.
All right, so our advisory committee will pick back up at the first week of August, so August 5th. And so hopefully we'll have Myra back. She's agreed to come back on to present our conference.
All right, thank you. Now we're moving on to our discussion action session. 4.01 is a consultant agreement with Myra Reitman, speaking of the lady. A motion for approval? Move to approve. I have a motion by board member Miller. Is there a second? Bob Miller, a second?
Second.
Second by board member Sharon Bannister. Any questions or comments related to this? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Move approval.
A motion by board member Bannister, a second by board member Coe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. Any additional administrative information?
Just want to share with the board that Mr. Mead, I have shared with you before that he insists on being the summer school principal. So he's taken very little time off, but things have run really smoothly. So thank you, Mr. Mead.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, board member comments. Board member Bob Miller. All right. Okay, Debbie. Sharon. Yeah. Debbie. Okay, that's it. We're adjourned. Closed session. Back in closed session.
I should have told you guys, Susan covered CECA while Joe was gone.
Yes. The level machine.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you, Joe. That's how you do.
Be able to get.
Nope, I got it.
Oh, whatever.
I'm
over here taking notes like crazy. Don't
I
get into
well, I never even excited.
Hello.
Thanks for helping out. I'm
No
sorry
problem.
that you didn't give you the right.
That was good work on the CECA.
I never get old.
Yeah, hey. Yeah.
Maybe it was a little tiring.
Did you get?
Yes, you know,
I was-
it happened when my kid went to Rev too. So
Oh, did it?
when she got, as a freshman as a Rev, it just messed up the whole system.
Was it on the parent square side? 'Cause
Yeah,
that
so
was-
it's because now they're like the same. So I have a teacher, I have an admin, and I have a Rev. and then I have
Because you're in all three, and I think Lance made you an account here, so you could just,
Yes.
know what's going on.
Yeah, so
Totally
now
fair.
that one is probably gone.
It's still there, I can make it go away if you want. I mean, you're gonna get
It's-
annihilated.
Oh, I
with
do, I get
information.
annihilated. I have
Okay.
seven, I have 7 people. We're
Oh
good.
my God. So it's still there unless you tell me otherwise.
Everything is good. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
My husband brings the boxes. Finally, it's last. So we see this. Photo. It's not really. Oh, yeah, no, it's very exciting, but they have no idea.
No, you're like, no.
Yeah, so I put 29 in the dog at the hard first.
I missed you.
There's you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Johnson.
We're going to call to order the July 16, 2024 regular Board of Education meeting for the Yucaipa-Calamasa Joint Unified School District. And we are going to stand for the pledge of allegiance. Ready? Begin.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will note that all board members are present this evening. And 4.04, I'd like to have a motion for approval of the agenda as presented. Move to approve. I have a motion by Board Member Bob Miller. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second by Board Member Debbie Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. There is nothing to report out from closed session. Do we have any public comment?
We do not.
Thank you, everybody. All right, we're moving on to our Cry Rock report. Debbie Miller.
Yes, I actually got the info. I took all these wonderful notes and left them in my other card. So I have a little bit here. Trying to be organized. At the last meeting, we always get little updates about what's going on around the district. And this summer, some exciting things happened at the high schools. We had at YHS a new public safety lab, a new criminal justice classroom, and a new emergency medical response classroom, which is really cool because, in fact, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It has an ambulance simulator, but it also has like a courtroom, set up. So they could do a lot of different, in the criminal justice classroom, they could do a lot of different things to simulate that role play. And then Oakview, it's a new public safety lab. So a lot of great things happening over the summer while the kids aren't there. And again, I always love Cry Rock.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Now we're moving on to our discussion and action session. 7.01 is approval to pay California School Board Association membership dues, continue to be a member. Do we have a motion for approval? A motion by Board Member Debbie Miller, a second by Board Member Pote. Any questions or comments related to this item? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.02 is an agreement with San Bernardino Community College District. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Sharon Bannister. I'll second the item. Any questions related to this? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.03 is to enter into agreement with Matt Solomon, one of our legal advisors. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Cope. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. 7.04 is a legal services agreement with Atkinson, Andelson, Loya, Rude, and Romo. I have a motion for approval.
So moved.
I have a motion by Board Member Debbie Miller. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Coat. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.05 is the recommendation to enter into an agreement for blueprint scanning. Do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
I have a motion by Board Member Bob Miller. Is there a second? By Board Member Bannister. Questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.06 is enter an agreement to purchase some duplicator copy machines. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Coe. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.07 is fencing for Yucaipa Adult School. I'll move the item. Is there a second?
Second.
Any second by Board Member Bob Miller? Any questions or comments?
I have one, President.
Okay.
Dr. Freeman, what is that fencing going to look like around the adult school? It's on the back side? Is that where that's going?
That's correct. So as the modernization project continues, it'll be around the back side. It'll kind of encircle the campus. Right now, the campus is open to the 6th Street side, so it'll enclose the campus, make it its own kind of separate unit. Still allowing access to the gymnasium for youth sports through the backside.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, any more questions? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those aye, passes unanimously. 7.08 is landscaping for Yucaipa Adult School. I have a motion for approval.
Second.
I have a motion by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Coat. Any questions or comments related to this item? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.09 is landscaping at Yucaipa High School. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Coat, and I'll second the item. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment.
Okay.
So we got information about this in our Friday letter.
Yes.
And I'm in favor of putting it sod, but I'm vehemently opposed to considering putting an artificial turf in the future. If we can't make sod work, we need to come up with another solution. But artificial turf is plastic and it's not a good idea. It's not, yeah.
Thank you, Board Member Bannister. We do have the pictures up here, and I think the turf was about $400,000 or plus, so it was really out of the question. We're hoping that PE will use the grass, and because we're doing the irrigation and all the things appropriately, Adam's a stickler for doing it right the first time, which I so appreciate. We did a future job walk this past week, and we were able to talk about what that would look like, what we could do in-house. And I do want to speak on behalf of Principal Jervis. We've been working on this area as a request from the board. We really wanted to make it nice. It is the first thing you see, and I know it's been a bit of an eyesore for years. And Mr. Kirkland made the comment, "Why didn't you offer this when I was there?" But when you see that that's the superimposed grass on there, Lance couldn't get the letters on there, but there's also a picture of what the letters will look like. That's what they look like in front of a building, and then we have the schematic for Thunderbirds. So there's YHS up at the top of the gymnasium, and it'll say Thunderbirds. And on behalf of Mr. Jervis, anytime that the district office would like to decorate his school and pay for it, he said, have at it. So.
Okay, so 7.09, I believe we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously. 7.10 is the concrete cast letters that were just referenced. I have a motion for approval.
Move.
I have a motion by Board Member Coat and a second by Board Member Bob Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair. Okay.
What is the goal to get this done?
Well, we're going to start with getting the project finished. As soon as they're totally done and they're off the grounds, because they still have bunkers and trash and all those things as they're finishing the air conditioning, then we will do the irrigation. And then we're gonna move towards the footings, and the letters will be ordered and will be coming in, so that would be next. Adam's got a little process he'd like to do. And by the way, I don't know, Chef, if you can go back to the picture of the grass, but the letters would be placed in the front part. So, so it's in the front, so that whole back section can be used by PE. Eric, do you have a better timeline than I do?
The goal will be done this calendar year, so December would be the goal, but hopefully soon.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Also putting in sidewalk.
The sidewalk's there currently now.
Yeah.
It's just covered up, you can't see it through the construction. But yeah, there's a driveway there that goes through the middle of that, so we'll have grass on both sides of that driveway.
Cool.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. Great. 7.11, invasive weed control. Why is it so funny? Well, at least they're not evasive. Okay, do I have a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve.
I have a motion by board member Bob Miller, and I'll second the item. Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.12 is a purchase of vehicles for M&O. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by board member Coe. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by board member Bob Miller. Questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.13 is a consultant agreement for an athletic trainer at Yucaipa High School. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by board member Coe. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by board member Debbie Miller. Questions or comments related to this item? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.14, this is water filters at a few of our elementary schools. Do I have a motion for approval? A motion by board member Bannister. Is there a second?
I'll second with a big thank you to your staff for getting that done.
I have a second by board member Bob Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. Okay. 7.15, fresh bread products from Bimbo Bakery. Do we have a motion for approval? I'm sorry, do we have a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve.
I have a motion by board member Bob Miller and a second by board member Coe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes
Does
unanimously.
he find out what the origin of that?
We did some research.
The family reside as origin is Mexico. That's where the products are made.
So what's your last name?
It's their last name.
Okay, well, I wasn't making fun of it for the record. Okay,
Well, good to know.
yeah, it is. Okay. 7.16 business services. This is an item for food safety systems. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
I have a motion by board member Debbie Miller. Is there a second? Second by board member Bannister. Questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.17, a piggyback for legal bids and contracts for technology. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by board member Coe. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by board member Bannister. Questions or comments related to this? No? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.18, business services agreement with the city of Yucaipa for crossing guards. I have a motion by board member Bannister and a second by board member Coe. Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.19 is a specific waiver request for a non-public school placement. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by board member Bannister. Is there a second? Second by board member Coe. Any questions or comments? I have one question. Are we committing to this for 1 year at this point? Is that what this is? Is it reevaluated at the end of the year to determine the appropriateness of the program for the student in question?
Yes, President Zeman.
Okay,
And just for clarification, you cannot offer these services within the district.
Correct. Usually when a student's placed in a non-public school, usually this is the last option where we've exhausted all other options and services and resources available inside of our school district.
President, I don't want to open this can of worms too much, but we're paying for a student to go out of the state to cover that for a year at quite a large amount of money. Just walk me through that a little bit of what our legal obligation is to do that. In a summary, I don't want to.
I'll try and keep it short and sweet. So with that, Mr. Miller, when students receive services for special education and they have an individualized education plan, we have to serve their needs and whatever that looks like. So what we do is the individual education plan team will meet, and that includes various members within our school district and also from our special education local plan area as well, and also parents. And so we try different things. We put different supports and services into place, and we give those time. And then if they don't work, then we move to a different service and support. When students go to a non-public school, it's also an application process. So with that, our team applies to different schools and our students have to be accepted. So that's part of this also, is that we have to not only find the right resource and support for our students, but we also have to be accepted as well.
So for example, if the student's family decides to move out of state, in this case across the country, we still have to fill that obligation.
No, not if they're not enrolled within our school district.
It's moving the child.
the child's moving.
The child
Right.
moves.
So what am I missing? Maybe.
So if a student moved out of our school district, then whatever the incoming school district would be, they would then meet and confer and hold an IEP meeting like we do for any incoming student, and then they would determine what their placement would be. But for this particular case, the parents reside in New Haifa, and so it's our responsibility to fulfill the obligation to make sure that we give them the appropriate education. And in this case, the recommendation by the IEP team is the non-public school. This is, once this school, if they accept the student and they're approved by the California Department of Education, which is why the board is approving it. Normally, students placed in non-public schools don't have to go through the board, but when they're not CDE approved, then you have to, in order for the child to be accepted there, or to even, if they accept the application for him or her to go there. But if that happens, then our CELPA, our local, our special education local planning area, then funds would then be their responsibility, which is something we pay into anyway. But we have to get the school approved first, this is part of the application process, is that you as a board approve the student to go there. Then the student's application is there. That student gets approved. And then if CDE approves them, then it can move to the CELPA level.
Last question. And where is the school again?
Alabama.
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful here because I know it's a student-related issue. This is a big pill to swallow. I mean, it's a lot of money, and so I think the questions are warranted, to get clarification on that, because it is a lot of money, and I think it's obvious without knowing anything about this student that it's obviously a very high at risk, very needy student in our district. And so
Can we share one more thing?
yeah, yeah.
One of the things that as Cabinet reviewed this, keeping in mind that this is a 24-hour placement. So this is not just a 6-hour school day. And so when you think about all of the things and the services that the student gets, it's 24 hours a day, and that's necessary for this child's education.
It's a residential placement.
It is.
Okay. Any more questions or comments? All right. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. 7.20 is approval of some of our single plans for student achievement. Do I have a motion for approval? Have a motion by Board Member Coate. I'll second the item. Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. 7.21 is Houghton Mifflin Harcourt English Language Arts, and I believe, is this for consumables? I believe, yeah. Do I have a motion for approval? So a motion by Board Member Bannister, a second by Board Member Coe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unless there's any questions, I'm sorry. Okay. Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.22 is educational services, library book purchases through Follett. Is there a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Bannister, and I'll second the item. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. I did appreciate the groups of people that were involved in kind of screening this and facilitating that process. 7.24, oh, I'm sorry. 7.23 is a contract with Practical to help facilitate our medical billing and documentation services. Do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
I have a motion by Board Member Bob Miller and a second by Board Member Coe. Any questions or comments?
Just a real quick one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
This is billing of services we're providing, correct? We're putting that together. Is that what I understand?
Correct, and this also helps with our educational service department and then also the billing part for business as well.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.24, Rise Interpreting. Do I have for a consultant agreement? Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Debbie Milner. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a second by Board Member Kathy Coe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.25 is a consultant agreement with Scoot Education. This is a registered behavioral technician. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Coe. I'll second the item. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.26, consultant agreement with Western Health for hearing screening services. Do we have a motion for approval? A motion by Board Member Bannister. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Debbie Miller. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.27 is a consultant agreement with Playful Beginnings. Do you have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Bannister and a second by Board Member Coe. Questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 7.28, Human Resources is the declaration of need for a fully qualified educators. Do I have a motion for approval? I have a motion by Board Member Bannister. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Debbie Miller. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. 7.29 is a human resources item related to our data tracking, I believe. Master Services Agreement with Frontline Education. All those, I'm sorry, is there a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
I have a motion by Board Member Bob Miller and a second by Board Member Coe. Questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. We're on to the consent calendar. Is there any item that any board member would like to have considered separately? 8.03 we'll pull separately, okay? Is that it? Okay, so let's look at items 801, 802, and 804 through 811, with the exception of 803. Do I have a motion to approve 801, 802, and 804 through 811?
Move to approve 801 through 811 minus 803 for discussion.
Okay, and I'll second the item. Is there any questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, it passes unanimously. 8.03 business services, purchase orders, pay vouchers, and commercial warrants. Is there a motion for approval? There's a motion by Board Member Bannister. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Debbie Miller. Questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All vote aye. Is there an abstention or? Okay, so 4 with 1 abstention. 4 with 1 abstention. All right. 9.01 is the superintendent's office, a request for discussion.
President Sellings, we had a request from a community member, and the community member is not present. And so I would ask the board to consider my office making contact and giving one more opportunity to ensure that that she understood that the item was on the agenda for tonight.
Okay, all right. So we're going to move on to 9.02. This is receiving administrative regulation related to employee safety and work-related injuries. Any questions or comments on any of those? Okay. Additional administrative information. Speaks.
Thank you. Wanted to share with the board that as the air conditioning at the gym comes to a close, our team's excitement has grown, and I know that many of you have been in it, and it's a beautiful thing to go in there and not feel like it's damp. But earlier this week, we were able to go on a tour of the facility conducted by Adam and Dennis, and you'll hear a little bit more about it in their facilities presentation at the August board meeting. But I wanted to ask the board now, if you're going to see the whole thing, you go up this very small spirally staircase and go up to the mezzanine. It's really amazing. And once Adam explained how it all works, it just I just was so appreciative of the work that had been done. It's great to have air conditioning, but when then you understand what's behind it and the work that went into it, it's pretty amazing. And so at some point, if the board would like to take a tour, I'd be happy to have you come, wear your tennis shoes and your jeans, and Adam will gladly show you around. So that was really exciting for us. And Dr. Greenman was not there. He was on vacation. He's coming back. And so Mr. Stolz and Dr. Anderson also joined us, and it was just pretty amazing. Then we were able to talk about future projects and what the chiller system is going to look like. And they have a really good team in maintenance and operations. So we will set a date for that. And then I wanted to thank again, everyone's worked really hard on summer school, and Dr. Anderson's group has done a great job. Dr. Anderson spent time in a classroom all last week supporting a teacher and a TKer, and appreciated that. And there was lots of hands that went into running smoothly, and so thank you for that. I know Shad also was a summer school principal for a while, and as Susan was, and so Leslie's been there. It's been a great effort, but kids were learning, and it was great. Our teachers did a great job. And we have our staff back now. All of our admin team is back, and on the 29th, we will have our back to school leadership retreat. It's going to be wonderful, and it's a surprise. We won't tell them where they're going. So, but I want you to know that we are really geared up for a great school year. It's gonna be great. So that's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else? Yeah. Okay. Board member comments. Board member Bob Miller comments.
Yeah, just briefly, hope everybody got refreshed and had a good vacation this year and ready to go. I cannot believe how quick we're already back. So I hope you had a great time. And the air conditioning is a big hit. I happened to run into the women's volleyball coach, travel ball, and they're excited. So thank you for doing that, everybody. And I heard stories about people passing out back in the old days and everything. So it was wonderful. It's just a good thing we did. Thank you for you guys making that happen. So, and just, I'm glad we're getting ready to get going, and I hope everybody got recharged, refreshed, and ready to go. So good to see everybody. How you doing, Mr. Regstad? You look good back there. Oh, well, I just want to say hi.
School year hasn't started yet.
Yeah. This is the 10th time of year where everything is
Yeah, Debbie?
Just thank you to everybody doing all the extra over the summer. I know it's time to be off, but everybody's still working hard, and I appreciate you, and enjoy your last days before all the kids come back.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything. Same.
Okay. Okay.
I look forward to watching some basketball games tonight. That's it. Have a good day, guys.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Carol and Chad, thank you for filling in for, see, I already forget who they are. Stella and Lance.
We're doing that good.
So there aren't many things that I get, yeah. There aren't many things like on a day-to-day basis I like to get I don't know how else to say this, I get into the nitty gritty of what's going on the campuses, but the one thing that's been bugging me for years is that front area of that gym. I am so thankful that, that we're starting, and Kelly knows this.
Every meeting.
I coached and watched a lot of games in that gym where the air conditioner wasn't there and there was the dirt. So I'm glad that we're doing it. It's really, our athletic programs are a great stamp on our school. They're a great brand, and it's really, I think, going to benefit the kids in the way it looks in the community. And so I'm just really excited about that. So thank you, Eric, for following through on that. I don't probably didn't have a choice, but thanks. It really is appreciated. I'm excited about it. So, okay. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.